So tonight, Jamie and Tori and Evan and Elena are coming over because Evan wants to learn how to make a potato gâteau. So tonight seemed like a good night. So I thought before they even get here, I would make us some dessert, which takes a little time to assemble, so I'm doing that ahead of time. So what I'm making is, it's a fresh fruit tart that I like to make in the summertime because it's kind of light and not heavy like a cheesecake. It does have a cheese base, but not as tall as a big old cheesecake. And you can virtually put any kind of fruit on top that's in season or that you like. So right now I'm just making the crust. What I have in here is 3 cups of Nilla wafers that have already been pulsed. And to that I'm going to add a cup of toasted almonds and 1/3 of a cup of sugar and 6 tablespoons of melted butter. Pretty simple. So just going to pulse that. Well, we thought we were going to pulse that. Hold on a second. Here we go. And here we go. Okay, let's take a look. Make sure that, oh, it smells really good. Those toasted almonds are amazing. Put sugar and nuts together, happy things happen. Okay, I think that's good enough. So you want a crust that has a consistency that sort of holds together from the butter. So what we're going to do is put that in our spring form tart pan. And if I usually do a little bit more crust than I need because I like the crust. But if you want a thinner crust, that's fine. Basically what we're going to do is just cook this up. I guess I do need the rest, or most of it anyway. Because what you want to do is go a little bit up the sides of the pan. So here's our crust. We're ready to put it in the oven, and we're just going to bake that in a 350-degree oven. Okay, and so here's our tart shell. After baking for about 10 minutes, you can see it's nice and golden. And Claudia, who's filming this, is losing her mind because she says it smells so good she can't stand it. So mitts off, Miss Claudia, until it's done. Okay? Alright, so now we're going to do the filling. So what we want to do is add, and let me just back up a second. The recipe as I have it written calls, whoops, someone's trying to get away. It calls for an 8 or 9-inch tart pan. This is a 12-inch tart pan. So I basically did 1.5 times my recipe to accommodate the size of my pan. But you can make yours just as the recipe is written and do an 8-inch tart. You can do 2 smaller ones if you have more people coming, whichever you like. So then we add some sour cream. We have about 1/3 of a cup here for the size tart that I'm making. We have 3 tablespoons of sugar, and we have 1.5 eggs. I bet you're wondering how I manage that. It can be done. Okay, so we're going to close up our food processor, and we're just going to cream this so everything's all mixed up nice. I'm going to just stop for a second here and just okay, that looks good. See how simple this is? And I'm using the same food processor. I basically just wiped it out and carried on. So now we're going to pour our filling into our tart pan. Gently. Okay. Perfect. Now I just want to give this a little, spread it around here so that it's evenly spaced. Okay, and we're going to going to throw this back in the oven, cook it for about another 15 minutes. Okay, there we go. And there you have it. Now I'm going to clean up. So here's our tart. It's been in the oven for about 15 minutes. And I just made a little smush on there, but it doesn't matter because the fruit's going to go on top. And what we're going to do now is just leave it to cool on the counter for about 10 or 15 minutes. And then I'm going to prepare the fruit to put on top, and then we're going to pop it out, and it's just going to be lovely. So I'm just going to leave it out for a little while and let it cool off, and then we'll come back and finish it up. Go. So we're putting the finishing touches on our tart, our fresh fruit tart with almond crust. So what I have is some sliced peaches, which I've tossed with a couple of tablespoons of lemon juice and a couple of tablespoons of sugar. And the lemon juice keeps the peaches from turning brown. Now if it's peach season, sometimes I make this just with peaches, but you want your peaches to be, you know, at their prime, right off the tree, super sweet. And since that's not what we have here, we have some store-bought peaches, both white and yellow. So I decided to kind of mix it up and do peaches, raspberries, and fresh blueberries. But you can literally make this tart with any combination that you like. And I don't, because I don't think it's necessary, but if you wanted to, you could take, now at this point, take a couple of tablespoons of jam, probably apricot or peach jam, mix it with a little warm water, and then just take a pastry brush and brush the top to give it a little glaze. But what I'm going to do is just pour my little bit of lemon juice and sugar that's still in the bottom of my bowl, and there you go. And then when we're ready to serve, we'll go ahead and take it out of the springform pan. So here's our summer fresh fruit almond crust tart. There you go.